Welcome to the Living Wellness Show. My name is Ashley Darkenwald.
And I'm Christina Zaczkowski.
And we have got some fantastic guests for you today.
In the kitchen, you are going to meet Janette Takata. She is with Wildtree and a wonderful woman that will make delicious food for us.
Mm-hmm. And in the fitness segment, you'll be seeing yours truly demonstrate some exercises that you can do anywhere, especially at the park, with or without kids.
Awesome. And then in the last part, you're going to meet Brian Zahnd, pastor and author. His latest book is Sinners in the Hands of a Loving God, and we'll hear him speak about wellness.
Mm-hmm. We've got a fantastic show, and we're excited for you to see it. Welcome to our good news segment. Christina, are you okay? What's going on?
I'm just really so sad that I can't be around cute farm animals more often. Like, I saw them on the state fair.
Oh, yeah. I totally get that. Well, I've got some good news that might cheer you up.
Yes?
Yeah, let me tell you about it.
Okay.
Well, I've been reading this book. It's called One Word. And
What's the word, though?
Well, it's called One Word. Yeah, that's the name of the book.
Okay.
And the idea of it is that you, as you're thinking about your new year, you pick a word, and that's your intention for the year.
Could it be little piglets?
Well, you know what? If that's what you want to focus on for the year, it sure could be.
Okay.
Some of the examples given in the book are balance, purpose, commitment, love, like your love for those animals. Yeah, opportunity, ask, thankful. And so you go through and you select a word, and that is your word for the year. So you focus on it. You can write about it, journal about it, and it really can help you propel your life forward as you think about change.
So you don't have to be stuck with a thing that you can't change.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a really great tool for people who just feel like day in, day out, the same thing, and you just want to change, but you're not sure where to start. What could be simpler than picking one word and focusing on that one word for a year?
That's good. You got good news, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that cheered you
Yeah,
up.
it did. Yes. So, what's the matter with you suddenly?
Well, when you were talking about the farm animals, it made me think about my kitchen at home, which is covered in acrylic paint right now from my daughter. And
Oh, children.
yeah, so I'm kind of bummed out about.
Well, maybe I can cheer you up with my good news. Okay, so here it goes. I've tried so many times to get my clients to say things like, yes, I love this workout, but I can tell they're just killing themselves and they kind of hate it.
Yeah.
So I looked into that, and it turns out psychology suggests that when you you really hate what you choose to work out with, be it running or be it heavy lifting, body weight, whatever your exercise is, and you hate it, that's not good for you. So if you cannot get yourself to say, I'm choosing this is good for me, I choose to love it, I choose to enjoy it, until you really start to enjoy it, maybe because you see great results, or maybe because something in your brain changes and you start to like it. If you can't do that, well, here's the good news. You are released from it. If you want to work out and get healthier and you hate it, you're not going to get healthier.
Wow.
Yeah, negativity while you work out brings forth bad hormones, distress hormones, and they're bad for your heart. So why would you add something bad to your life that might be already have enough distress in it on its own?
Yeah.
So the good news is, besides that you are encouraged to find that workout, whatever it is. You have a body, so move it in whatever form makes you happy, something that you can enjoy, that gets your mind off the fact that you're working out, be it team sports. Some hate to run and enjoy walking, so embrace what you do enjoy.
Yeah, I love that. That really does cheer me up. I think I'll give that a try. Maybe that'll connect with my one word.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
you still go home to that acrylic in your kitchen.
That's true, but at least I have the good news that I can choose to clean it up. Welcome back, everybody. So excited to be here in the Living Wellness Kitchen with Janette Takata, who is a meal planning consultant and business builder with Wildtree. Janette's going to be making some yummy dishes here in the kitchen and a dessert. So I will let her tell you what she'll be making this afternoon.
Fantastic. Thanks, Ashley, for having me here at Living Wellness. I am really excited to show you how simple and easy and healthy cooking can be and meal planning. So at Wildtree, we recognize that many of us have a full plate, and we want to give you the time and attention to give back to the things and the people that you enjoy the most. So to do that today, we're going to be showing you how to make a Cajun chicken. You can grill it, skill it, or kill it in the oven.
I love
we'll
that.
We'll be making a rancher roasted asparagus and a really great summer salad with tomatoes and cucumbers. So let's get started.
That sounds amazing. Show us what you got.
All right. So I love to meal prep in just a couple of steps. I just have a pound of chicken breasts, and we'll do some Cajun seasoning blend. Our Wildtree spices are organically farmed and sustainably resourced. Doesn't that smell great?
Smells really
There's
good.
no sugar in here, so it's super, super healthy. We're just going to do 2 tablespoons of our blend. And I'll kind of flip it over a little bit. Isn't this a mess-free way to cook?
Yes.
I love it. All right. And then we need 1 tablespoon of natural grapeseed oil. I love the different fat content that grapeseed oil offers, as well as the high cooking point that we can use without burning our meals. So here we go. We've added 2 ingredients to our chicken, and the marinade is started. So we just mix it up in the bag really quickly.
And then how long do you let that sit for? Do you?
It recommends an hour. So you could
Okay.
easily do this before work. You could do this as you're waiting for your grill to heat up. No problem.
That'd be a long grill.
That'd
An
be a
hour to
lot.
heat up.
No, yes. But as you're just
Be up
getting
there
ready.
scrubbing my grill while it's getting ready.
So, I mean, literally, I can just let this marinate and set it aside while we do our asparagus.
And do you leave it out or do you put it in the fridge while
I
it's
put it in the
marinating?
fridge.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Safety, right? All right. So that is marinating asparagus. So we're just going to cut the edges off. I use a sharp knife. Sharp is safe.
I love the Shun knives.
Dull is dumb, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
And it makes cooking easier when you're talking about ease. If you have a really good knife, it just feels like it's less of a challenge or a burden.
absolutely. So I just trim our asparagus. We're done. And again, you can roast this in the oven. You could put it in the pan and skillet, which is what I'm actually going to do. And we just need, again, 2 ingredients. So we have our roasted garlic grapeseed oil. This is amazing. You can use it for salad dressings, any oil that you would use for cooking. You can substitute a flavored grapeseed oil. It's fantastic. So we just add our asparagus, our roasted garlic grapeseed oil, and one of my favorite products, Rancher steak rub. So let's just move this over to the next burner. So we have room here, and we'll just sprinkle on some Rancher steak rub. I think
I
it should
like
be
that
called
one.
Rancher everything rub.
Yeah, I use that one on burgers.
It's amazing. Eggs, rice, anything. It's going to roast our asparagus today. And that's it. So we're just going to heat that up and let it simmer in the pan. We're good to go. And then
Simple.
our final product to prep today is our salad. So we've just got our cucumbers.
Which you've sliced long ways.
Yep.
Looks like already.
Yep, I just do a couple of slices here and then chop it up this way.
So tell me a little bit about Wildtree. What is the business? How does that help cooking? What do you do with that?
Absolutely. So we take organic and sustainably sourced products or ingredients from 200 farms around the world. We manufacture them in Rhode Island. And what I love about it is we're not just a product company, we're a mealtime solutions company. So we'll be tasting our Anytime chocolate shake today, just showing you how simple and easy and healthy meal planning can be.
I like that.
That's it. So
And how about your title as a meal planning consultant? What does that mean? What do you do as a consultant?
I work with people on a one-on-one basis or in a group setting to help them meal plan. So we have a free app. It's Wildtree is one word, and meals is the second word.
Wildtree Meals.
It's a free app that you can download, and it's got all of our products, recipes. You can create your own menu plans. You can customize it. So if you need gluten-free or organic or no sugar or corn-free, you can set all of those customizations on the app
I love
and
that.
then meal plan through it.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it kicks out a grocery list for me, and then I'm just in and out of the grocery store, saving time every step of the way.
Yeah.
So
Seems
there.
really simple.
Yeah. So we just chop up our fresh vegetables, tomatoes, cucumber. We'll do some red onion, some fresh basil.
Those look like they came right out of a garden.
Is that amazing?
Yeah.
such a good time of year. If you have a garden, what a great way, or a CSA, what a great way to use fresh meats and vegetables.
I love my CSA. It's like little Christmas every time I get to open that box.
Yeah, so we are part of a meal planning industry that's popular right now. It's not going away, right? People need help. Doesn't help seem like a 4-letter word that's a little bit dirty sometimes? But
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, it's still a 4-letter word. But it's okay to ask for help. It's amazing to live bravely and courageously and create community around these everyday needs that we have.
Yep.
So that's my role as a meal planning consultant. Just come alongside and help out.
So do you go into people's homes and you help them figure out what they like? Do you do it online? How does it actually work for when you work with individuals and families?
All of the above. So you can shop online on our app or on our website. You can connect with me for a free one-on-one meal planning consultation. And I really love to get together with people in their homes through either tasting parties or workshops where we put together some meals. So all of the above. And I've been in business for 4 years. Can you imagine? And
I can.
I know, right? I love it. I love it. And
And how long have you been cooking?
Probably since I was a kid.
Okay.
You know, just learning, starting with the simple things like eggs.
Yeah. And
So-
I learned earlier that Janette has 6 children. And so, Janette, when you do cooking, do you ever get your kids involved in the cooking process, meal planning, meal prep? How does that work with
Yes.
kids in the kitchen?
So we can go through the app together and pick out recipes that they love and put them into that list. But then we also have some great skillet meals. And I have a 9-year-old that can make a skillet meal independently. I just give her the seasoning packet, give her the recipe and all the ingredients, and she is good to go.
Yeah,
So
that's
yes,
fantastic.
my kids all cook.
What a great gift that you're passing along to your children.
So we finished chopping most of our vegetables, and here's our finished product. We added some fresh basil and some balsamic vinegar and a little bit of our European dipping oil with garlic in it. So
Sounds amazing.
the last step is just to add fresh feta, and then we stir it around. But in the meantime, Ashley, we have pre-cooked our chicken, so we're ready to go. Do you want to grab that?
I'd love to. Wow, this looks amazing. So is it the rub that gives it that nice charred look here? Tell me about that.
Yep, so the oil and the seasoning blends were already on the chicken. I didn't have to add anything else to the pan, and that's just a great sear.
The salad looks like it's finished. You would just stir
Yep.
this around,
Stir it
correct?
around,
Okay. Summer salad, that's beautiful.
So we've got a couple of vegetables, and then our chicken that's ready to go for our meal. Doesn't that look amazing?
Yeah, it does.
Smells great too.
Yep. All right, it looks like we're going to make the shake next.
Yes, so we have our Wildtree wellness line, and we have an anytime shake. I'm really excited that we're going to sample our chocolate today. So how about a meal in 15 seconds, right? So we've got our raw milk, and we have chocolate and vanilla. I love that it's got 17 grams of protein, less than 1 gram of sugar. Doesn't that feel great? Plenty of vitamins, fruits and veggies, and probiotics, prebiotics, and digestive enzymes. These shakes are fantastic for kids, breakfast on the go, after or before workouts, you name it.
I did see that there were probiotics in there. I was excited to see that. Good gut health.
That's right.
And you said something about raw milk. You have raw milk in here?
Yes, so you
Wow.
can use any milk. These are gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. We use a plant-based protein for it. So if you choose almond milk or some kind of other dairy-free milk, you're welcome to do that.
What a great option.
But we're
And
going
it
to use
tastes good with all of those too?
yes. So yeah, we just shake up our shake, right? And we're done in 15 seconds, and then we'll pour it out and sample.
Sounds good. I'm going to keep shaking. This
Do
looks
it.
like fun too.
Yeah, you could add anything to your shake if you wanted a different flavor. I like to add a little bit of a pinch of cinnamon to our vanilla, or a scoop of peanut butter or peanut butter powder. You can add any fruits if you want a different texture for your shakes or your kids' recipes. And there's all sorts of cooking recipes like energy balls that you can make with our shake powder as well. Pancakes.
All right,
Is that
should we
difficult?
try it?
Yeah. Alrighty.
I'm kind of picky with my shakes. I have one every day, so we'll see how this measures up.
Alrighty. I'm not nervous.
Good.
Cheers.
Cheers. That is good.
Isn't it great?
Yes. I thought it was going to be a little powdery or chalky because of the texture of the shake, but it's not. It's super smooth, and it has a really nice flavor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is delicious.
It's great. My kids took a little bit of talking to. When I said shake, they thought milkshake.
Yeah.
But once I told them what to expect, because they hadn't had a protein shake before, they were great.
Yeah.
And cow's milk or dairy really mixes well with it.
Yeah, I can see that. This is wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of these amazing dishes and for sharing Wildtree with us. It's been just a pleasure to have you on the show. And again, this is Janette Takata, who is a meal planning consultant and business builder with Wildtree. Thank you so much, Janette.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Welcome back. We're here at InFit in Albertville, and this is the Synergy training tool. We, on our side, have Ashley Darkenwald, co-host of our show and personal trainer. She is going to show us exercising in this kind of a monkey situation or at a park. Take it away, Ashley.
All right. Well, I don't see any monkeys here, but we are going to be doing some functional training. So these are exercises you can do indoors on a Synergy tool like this, or if you have some of this equipment at home at a gym, or if you're outdoors at a playground. And this can be done with or without children. So the first one I want to show you is assisted squats. So we're going to hold on to something, and you'll find out why in a moment. Remember, with squats, feet are hip distance apart. Knees always stay at or behind the toes, sticking the buns back. Okay, we're going to inhale as we bend our knees. Inhale down, keeping the chest up but the butt low. And exhale as we lift. Squeeze the buns. Good. Inhale down. And exhale, lift. Good. Now, the reason why we're holding on or in assisted squat is when we have some level of assistance, it helps that we can get lower, but also feel in control and have less damage on our knees. So let's just do two more here. We're going to inhale down and exhale, keeping the abs tight. Exhale, abs and buns tight. So you're working your core while you're exercising your legs, which is what we're doing, a lower body exercise. Inhale down. Exhale, stand up, tighten and tighten. Good. So you can do this, of course, without assistance, but that assistance helps you to get lower and also be more stable.
That wasn't so bad.
Yeah, and the second variation of a squat, and what I love about playgrounds or tools like this is jumping. Jumping is super good for our immune system, and it's good for our muscles and our bones. It's called dynamic movement. So you can jump with 1 foot, as Christina's going to demonstrate for you, or you can jump with 2 feet, and you're simply going to jump right here, stand up fully, and then step down. Okay? Good. Jump, feet all the way on whatever it is you're jumping on. Whoop, and it's okay if you fall off too. Okay, so if this is the base of a slide or a bench or something just flat at the playground or the park, jump up. Even the curb, it's so good to jump. Okay, step down and come up. Abs and glutes tight, always, always, always. Okay, step down. Let's do one more. Jump up and stand all the way up and step down. Awesome. Whew, okay, that got the heart rate up.
I like that one, yes.
Jumping is so good for us, and we just don't do it. We see kids doing it all the time, but we just forget to jump.
Right, I would advise a little caution, though. If you don't
Yeah.
jump a whole lot,
Yeah,
you can easily...
that's why I said start with the curb.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's super low, but it's good. It's good for your brain to make that brain-body connection, okay? So the next one is going to be push-ups, and these are incline push-ups. So if you have problems with your shoulders, your chest, your back, these are really good, less stress on the shoulders and the back. Okay, so find anything. This could be a slide. This could be a wall. Here, we're just going to use the kettlebell bench for stability. So you want your hands just outside your shoulder width. You can bring your feet as far back as you feel comfortable. And again, we're going to inhale as we bend our arms, elbows flare out. Inhale. And exhale, abs and glutes tight. Remember to keep that core tight. Inhale down. Exhale, abs and glutes tight. Good. And again, inhale down. Exhale. How does that feel, Christina?
Good.
Yeah. Okay. And one more tip here. We're going to inhale, bend. And when you exhale, push all the way through so that your back comes up and rounds out up at the top. Okay. So you're really finishing that push up all the way. Okay. Push ups are great for the upper body and the core, okay? All right, and for our last exercise, we're gonna be doing an area of the body that gets missed all the time. And again, this one can be done at the park, it can be done at home, or in a gym setting like this.
The earlobes.
Yes, we're gonna be exercising our earlobes. 1 and 2 and 1. No, I'm just kidding, we're teasing.
All right.
It's actually the glutes. Okay. It's the most underworked muscle in the body, and it's the most important for stabilization and injury prevention. Okay. Yeah. So simple, super simple. Again, you're going to find something to hold on to. If you're doing dishes or if you're waiting for something to cook on the stove, you can just hold on to the kitchen counter, keeping your body tight. And your hips, here's the key here, tucked under. Okay. So not an arch in the back, but you're going to tuck those hips under, and then soften the knee you're standing on. Inhale. And exhale, straighten and extend the leg behind you. So we'll see if we can get that leg in the shot there. Inhale the leg in. Exhale the leg diagonal back, 45 degrees. Inhale in. Exhale, remember, as we exhale, belly button comes to the spine. Okay. Inhale in. Exhale back. And see how I'm not arching my back as I lift. My back is still tucked. I'm just lifting with the glutes and bringing it in. Yeah, that looks great, Christina. Yep, and you can even straighten that leg a little bit more if that feels comfortable. Good. Okay, so another variation of the rear leg lifts are just simply side leg lifts. Okay, standing side leg lifts. Yep, and you want to make sure that the muscle is doing the work, not the momentum. So nice and slow and controlled. Inhale. Exhale, pull that belly button in, always working the core. You don't need to do crunches to get a core workout. Inhale in, exhale, extend, either rear or to the side. And make sure you do the opposite leg as well.
I can feel that. No, it's lopsided.
Yeah, exactly. So do the opposite side. And we can talk about stretching here while we're doing the opposite side.
I
so
like it.
I always tell my clients, if you don't have time to stretch, don't do the workout. Stretching is so important, especially as we age. Okay, so take the time, even if it's just a few minutes, to stretch the muscles that you worked. So today we worked the quads and the hamstrings. We worked the chest and shoulders, the back and the glutes. So just take 30 seconds for each of those stretches and finish out your workout strong so that your muscles can go back to their natural position and prevent injuries. Okay, and the final thing is drink water. Make sure you're drinking water while you're working out and after. Yeah.
Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me out to the Synergy.
Yes, thank you at Infit, or to Infit. Thank you to Infit for letting us use their space here.
And we hope that next time you're out and about or at home, you employ some of these fun and functional exercises.
Hello and welcome back to the Living Wellness Show. I'm here in St. Joseph, Missouri with Pastor Brian Zahnd, author and awesome man. A man that has something to say about probably everything, but today we're sitting down to speak about health and wellness. And Pastor Brian.
Thank you, Christina.
Thanks for being with us. Pastor Brian, you do the Caminos, you do the spiritual walks. Tell me about how that physical action has helped you with your spirituality.
I'm afraid that it'll sound like I'm using cliches when I say it changed my life. But sometimes that's the only vocabulary option you have. It changed my life. The Camino de Santiago is a 1,200-year-old Christian pilgrimage journey that traditionally now people think of it beginning in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, France. And it goes all the way to Santiago de Compostela, Spain. 800 kilometers, 500 miles. It's a long walk. It was hard. I got blisters. It's the best thing I've ever done. My wife and I did it together. And the dynamics of why exactly, I don't know that I can say. And why did that bring such healing? Why do I still, now 2 years later, carry a peace with me from that? I don't know exactly why. I just know it's true. I mean, we can do things that tend toward wellness, and we don't really understand the dynamics of why they work. We just know they work. And I know that to disengage from my ordinary hectic pace of life, where for 40 days I really had nothing to do but to walk, and to contemplate, and to be outdoors, and to think, and to pray. It's the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah, I instantly want to break into a sweat when you're talking, just because I listened to so many of your sermons while I was working out. So I'm I'm wondering if you would have an encouragement for our viewers about finding a spiritual meaning, a spiritual level, a dynamic to themselves, working out wherever they can do it, be it the walk around the office building, or be it more time, however it's realistic to their lives.
You know, there has been a bad habit in Western Christianity to become entirely too disembodied. In other words, it becomes too spiritual. In fact, I don't use the word spiritual very often.
Yeah.
Occasionally I'll not be able to find another word, but I try to avoid it.
Yeah.
I think it's an unhelpful word. I don't know that Jesus would have known what you meant when you talked about your spiritual life.
Yeah.
I think he would just talk about your life.
Yeah.
Christians then end up interested in, quote, their spiritual life, which is a piece of ourself.
Yeah.
But no, we're a whole being. I understand. Okay, so you can use the language, the spirit. I get that. We're talking about spiritual wellness. Okay, I understand that. Yeah. But it isn't just praying. Although I do believe in prayer. I teach a prayer school. I teach people practices of prayer. But it's not just those things. It's also remembering that we are embodied beings, that we come forth from the earth. I like to say we are soil with a soul. We're humans from the humus. The Hebrew would say we're Adama, humankind from the Adama, from the soil. And we're told that we're formed from the dust of the earth, breathed upon by the breath of God, and we become this living being. Don't forget that we're embodied. Now I'm telling the trainer this, okay? Don't forget, Christina, that you have a body.
Oh boy,
and that you're to be and your body comes forth from the earth. And so if we live all of our life under fluorescent light and, some sort of flooring under our feet, that tends toward, I think, pathologies of the soul. We need sunlight, we need grass, we need mountains, we need air, we need clouds, we need that. It's not just an aesthetic preference. I think it's something necessary for our well-being. It's amazing how much of the Bible is an outdoor book. You just start thinking of all of the big events that happen in the Bible. Oh, they're all outside. There's not much happens indoors. A few times, but...
Wow, and all these times I bet they were all thinking if someone could just take a selfie. It wasn't going to happen. So they had to write a book. Okay, I get it. We deal a lot with people that say, I needed to have a heart attack. I needed to have the doctor tell me.
Not.
Right. In order to really feel like I need to take my physical health, because they're in that realm we're still thinking of separation, and to really include physical wellness into my life. Would you say it is the wrath of God that makes people sick?
Yeah. Well, yes. No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
When we're talking about the wrath of God, we are talking about a metaphor that is necessary for us to be able to communicate about the ultimate transcendence. The wrath of God is consequential, not retributive. If we go against the grain of the universe of love, if we go against that which tends towards well-being, we will suffer the shards of self-inflicted suffering. We can call that the wrath of God if we like. The Bible does, but it doesn't come from a disposition of vindictive retribution in the heart of God. Rather, it is simply consequential. God says, this is what tends towards goodness and well-being. Go this way, and it'll tend towards goodness and well-being in your life. Go against it, and you'll suffer. If I am angry, and I abuse my body, if I abuse alcohol and food and friendships, and I live this way, and then I run into health issues, you can call that the wrath of God if you like, but understand you're using a metaphor, that really it's the consequence. There's this verse here in the Bible.
Whoa.
And it says, God is a righteous judge. God sits in judgment every day. If they will not repent, God will whet his sword. He will bend his bow and make it ready. He has prepared his weapons of death. He makes his arrows shafts of fire. This is in Psalm 7. If you stop right there, you go, yeah, see, God is personally visiting violent retribution upon sinners. But don't stop there. Look at those who are in labor with wickedness, who conceive evil and give birth to a lie. They dig a pit and make it deep, and they fall into the hole that they have made. Their malice turns back on their own head. Their violence falls on their own scalp. So there's this flurry of metaphors that the psalmist uses first, where God has a sword and he has bows and arrows and he's got his weapons of death and he's visiting judgment. But then the psalmist says, well, no, it's more like this. It's more like when we go against that which is the grain of love and well-being, we are digging a pit that inevitably we're going to fall into.
So the person that turns to food excessively and believes that this food, whatever it may look like, will fix their issues, will comfort them.
Yeah, I'm depressed, so I want to eat a bag of Cheetos.
Exactly. So the person that kind of digs their own hole there will have to bear the consequences of it.
Right. But what I want to say is that if we're going to actually do theology, and that is, if we're going to understand, if we're going to do theology as Christians, what we understand is that God is like Jesus. Jesus is the ultimate revelation of who God is. God is like Jesus. God has always been like Jesus. There's never been a time when God wasn't like Jesus. We may not have always known this, but now we do. So the only disposition or attitude that God has toward any human being is love. Unchanging, unwavering, unconditional love.
So you're saying when we treat our body well, with a conscious decision, I want to treat my body well, we're actually agreeing with God for our lives.
Yeah. We're cooperating with love. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so, you know, you have to tell people to go move. I'm going to give advice to the trainer.
Okay.
If you want to have a healthy life, here's my 2 bits of advice. Eat close to the ground and move. That's it. That's all I have to say. Eat close to the ground. That is, try to keep it not too processed. It's just kind of how it comes out of the ground. Eat close to the ground and move. The moving used to not be a problem because if you wanted to move, you had to move. In other words, if I wanted to go to the town nearby, 5 miles away, I had to walk there and then walk back, and now I've walked 10 miles. Of course, in our modern society, that's all changed. We sit in a tin can and zip around, polluting the earth while we do it.
Feeling so free.
Yeah, right. So I just know this. I know that I need to be outdoors moving regularly, or everything else gets worse. I feel bad. Problems are bigger indoors than they are outdoors. I just know that it's not good to be indoors all the time. Get outside, move.
The ceiling is rather low.
I'm getting ready to go walk next month. We're going to walk 150. We're not walking the big Camino till next year. But this year we're going to walk from Porto in Portugal, one of my favorite cities in the world. I've been there many times. I love that city. Perry and I are going to walk from Porto to Santiago. It's 156 miles. Wow. And I can't wait. I'm just looking forward. And I know it'll be hard. I know there'll be days when I was like, oh gosh, I'm so tired. I can't wait for this to be over. And yet, even knowing that, even knowing I feel that, I embrace it. I want it. I want some of that fatigue. I really don't want blisters, but if they come and you deal with them and you go on. Yeah.
Yes. I've heard you talk about how in nature you experience God, how you can talk to the tree and say, Brother Tree and Sister Mountain.
You really do listen to my sermons, yeah.
I don't lie. Can you share with us a little bit on that, how basically everything in life?
I want to feel like I belong. You'll hear these inane little quips that sometimes super duper religious, spiritual people will use, things like, this world is not my home. I'm only visiting this planet. This world is my home, and I belong here. and I share it. And that tree belongs here, and that mountain belongs here. And I think the Franciscan instinct to refer to the other participants in the mystery of being as brother and sister is very healthy. And so I've done this where I've gone on hikes in the mountains. I'm a mountain guy. The world is divided into two kinds of people, beach people and mountain people. I love the mountains. And I'll go for a hike, and I'm not a morning person, but when I'm in the mountains I am.
Okay.
I'm not a natural, I'll leap out of bed in the morning, but I can get up at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning when I'm in the mountains, depending on how far I want to go. Yeah. And I love being up before dawn, hiking in the dark, and then the sun begins to come up and the alpenglow, and then I just want to, because I'm usually entirely by myself, and I'll do it. I'll say, good morning, brother tree. Good morning, brother sun. Good morning, sister moon, sister stars. I think people could say that's silly, or they'll say, well, you're a tree hugger, and I'll say, I have been known to hug trees. I've done that, and I've just felt like it was appropriate and good, and I think it was good for me, and as far as I know, the tree received it well.
It was a consensual hug.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I think the tree was just fine with it. In fact, I have a picture of me trying to hug a giant sequoia in California. Of course, the tree's nearly as big as this room. I mean, and so I'm trying to hug this tree.
Well, you clearly have some insight into a peaceable life. And stress is kind of the number one thing that the people we talk to deal with. Do you have any words of encouragement? How would you begin to help a person?
You need a prayer structure, or else prayer can become stressful. You show up to prayer and it's like, oh, well, what am I going to do? I got to come up with something to pray. Or you just pray your problems, which means, I'm not saying you shouldn't present your petitions to God. I'm just saying if that's all you do, then prayer becomes a time of focusing. Okay, here's my problems, my problems, my problems, my problems, my problems. And it's a recitation of your problems, and it's focusing on problems. That's not very healing, okay? And if you don't have a regiment or a track, or the technical term is a liturgy, which is just a track of prayer, then you're left to do all your own praying. And the problem is, angry people pray angry prayers. Greedy people pray greedy prayers. Fearful people pray fearful prayers, and you simply you're digging that hole that you're going to fall into. That's why we need wise prayers, probably that we didn't compose, that we will entrust our soul to, because the primary purpose of prayer is not to get God to do what we think God ought to do, but to be properly formed. So you need a practice of prayer that is healthy and wise. And if it's going to be healthy and wise, it's probably not going to be entirely of your own creation. Yes, there is time to present our petition to Jesus and make our plea and intercession. I get all that. I don't take that away from people. But if that's all it is, then it's just not. Well, you're a trainer. You ever see people show up in the gym, and you just watch them and you go, they don't have a clue what they're doing. They're wasting their time. Or at least they're here. But if they had some instruction, they could get so much more benefit out of that machine or those free weights. Okay, the same thing with prayer. And so what I do in my prayer school is, in effect, say, this is a gymnasium, and it's going to really be good for you, but you need to know what to do with this machine and these weights and this treadmill or whatever, and here's how this works. So a wise practice of prayer, and you need a few friends. We need people that we can be ourselves around, that we don't have to continually try to impress or earn their favor. We need people that love us unconditionally, and we love them unconditionally. We need to be rightly related to the planet, which means eating well, for the most part. I'm not a fanatic about it, but I do try to eat well. But just understanding that I'm not here to dominate this planet. I'm here to respect it, to care for it, to be a gardener. I'm a gardener, right? That's our role. we see Jesus on the day of resurrection mistaken as the gardener, but I don't think it was a mistake. I think it's a beautiful way of understanding the new humanity in Christ. We're to garden. We're to tend to so a right relationship to the planet, which involves having some closeness to it, not always keeping. You see, we have a lot of. We're in here. We have all these barriers. Now we need shelter, all right, because it gets cold, it gets hot, it rains, it storms, all of that. But now we've made our shelters like prisons. We've incarcerated ourselves. We need a shelter, but don't imprison yourself in your shelter. Get out of your shelter and go live your life and engage with the planet. We need activity. You know, stay active as long as you can. I mean, move. And you know, I found, now we're just talking here, but
I love it.
I ran for years. And here's the thing, I'm not a runner. I hate it. I would do it, but I just hated it. When I'm running, you know what I'm thinking? I'm running. That's the only thing going through my mind. I'm running. I want this to stop. How much longer? Oh God, so much longer. And then I finally realized, but I like walking. I can walk great long distances and not think I'm walking. I'm thinking whatever I'm thinking. And so I thought, why do this to myself? Why make myself run when I hate it?
I love it.
Why don't I walk when I actually like doing that?
Right.
Part of it was ego. A lot of it was because I wanted to be like super fit or whatever. And I thought I would get there better if I, did stuff I hated. Now I'm old enough that we don't have to play these games. I'm just gonna walk because I like walking better than running.
Yes. And there's many health benefits to walking. So some even say more than to running.
Everybody knows that in time, running can, not with everybody, but can create problems, knees and stuff like that.
So no philosophers were runners. Brian. Now we are out of time again, unfortunately. But I know I can refer the viewers to your latest book, Sinners in the Hands of a Loving God. Highly inspirational, and you will learn so much about the way Brian looks at God, at the Bible, at Jesus. You've already heard him speak a little bit in here. And there's many resources online. His church is the Word of Life Church, and they put every sermon up online. You can watch or listen to
WOLC.com.
right here. And so I encourage you to check out more of what Pastor Brian has to say, and I bet you will be relieved to hear of the very many good things that he has to say. So thank you so much, Pastor Brian, for your time. Is there one thing you think I need to hear that I haven't heard today?
I think I already said it today, but I'll say it one more time. Yes. God is like Jesus. Yes. And isn't that good news? I mean, if you could believe that God is like Jesus, that is the gospel. Yes. God is as good as Jesus. Yes. I can't say it better than that.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Brian.
We will come right back.
So, Ashley, what did you think of that interview with Brian Zahnd?
I thought it was really refreshing how he talked about, he tries not to differentiate between the spiritual life and the physical life, that there is just life and that there is just the body and the self, and that we're a whole being. And so to take care of our whole self is important, and we don't have to necessarily think about things so segmented, that we live in this body that we're given, and to take care of it can be a joy and something that really propels us forward, as he talks about the grain of love, with walking with the grain of love just leads to a healthier, more enjoyable life. And how about you, Christina? What was a highlight that you took away from that interview?
Oh boy, yeah, there was a lot. I love that he loves to go out in nature and that's where he meets God.
Yeah.
That resonates with me a lot. I'm the same way. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Thanks so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye.